Thank you, Ms. Wimmer, for your insightful discussion on ethics and violations by professionals counseling. My name is Lorelei Everetts, and I agreed with your research your article disclosed, as it was similar to the research I found regarding types of violations. However, the violations in my state did not align as easily as yours did. I looked at an article by Stephanie Burns, Impact of Ethical Information Resources on Counselor Education Students, March 2020, and it basically identified the same violations as being the most common. I also looked at the article you read, and both articles stated the most common was failure to get continuing education hours and unprofessional conduct of having a dual non-sexual relationship with a client. One of the things I noted that in Louisiana, a counselor can marry or date a client after 5 years, whereas in Arkansas it is 2 years. I think I agree with 5 years being a little bit more acceptable in my mind. I looked at this article by Wilkerson et al. 2019, Trends of Ethical Complaints Leading to Professional Counseling Licensing Board Actions in the Journal of Counseling and Development. And it seemed that both Arkansas and Louisiana have adopted the ACA Code of Ethics as being the front runner for ethics. Both states have very similar guidelines and rules with a few exceptions. One of the issues you noted was that several counselors failed to inform the board of unlawful behavior, which is puzzling to me, as we as counselors are to respect our clients and show beneficence. But how can we do this if we're omitting items we don't want to come to the surface? The other issue is unlawful acts are usually public record, so unless someone reports the counselor to the board knowing about the illegal act, or someone is looking for the counselor in the public record, the subject may never come up, which violated most of our ethics of being honest and truthful, as in section of almost every section of the introductions. It implies that and says the counselor is to be truthful or honest. In ACA Code of Ethics, Section C, it says, the very first sentence, counselors should aspire to be open, honest, and have accurate communications. Well, how can they do this if they're omitting unlawful events? Maybe once a person is licensed, they should be required to have background checks more frequently, or not just at licensure time. As a Christian, the act of committing an unlawful act and omitting it goes against my spiritual belief as well as my personal beliefs, having been a former police officer. In Romans 2:13 it says, "For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified." And in 2 Corinthians 13:8, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth." God tells us He wants us to be lawful and not sinning against Him. And He also wants us to be truthful to everyone. I appreciate your time in hearing my side of the discussion. Thank you.